Hello, people. Welcome to the Lee Cole Free Danny Trio Show. And I just want to mention today, Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Lee. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And we're here because we've been saying that we've been researching stuff, and we're going to tell you what our opinion is on the whole thing going on with MRE. And I'm going to have Danny. Some people aren't going to like our opinion. What would you like to say to those people?
Well, listen, I'm not here to mock or ridicule anybody. I know some people are going to have a problem with whatever opinions Lee and I have, but these are opinions that Lee and I have. We're not getting opinions from somebody else. This is our opinion. And, I understand if some people don't like our opinion, but I'm comfortable with what I'm going to say, so I don't have a problem with saying it. And again, some people are not going to like what I have to say, and I get that, but it is what it is.
Yes, and unfortunately, we're going to be talking about, if we had our way, we wouldn't talk about it, but we have to talk about it because what's right is right. And talking about this is the right thing to do. The easiest thing for us to do is not talk about it, but it's kind of cowardly. And we don't want to have people questioned, whether we have enough guts to do this. So what we did is we did our own research, right, Danny? Would you pretty much say
we did?
And Danny, when you first came on this a few days ago, you felt a certain way, right?
I did. I gave this MRE the benefit of the doubt. I have nothing against him, and I thought it was premature to start wrecking this guy without knowing anything.
Right. And so what we did is we put everything together. And listen, we have tons of stuff that we could put up here and as evidence. We're going to put a couple pieces up. That's it. We're not going to put up a bunch of things. And MRE is going to have to. Here's the problem I'm having, and I like to say to MRE. MRE, if you had your show and this stuff came in and you had to make a decision on somebody, which way would you lean? Because you've done some videos where you haven't had full proof on people and you went after them. So now I'm saying, what would you do? So we're just doing this right now. We're putting this up. You and I, we get along fine. But we have to do this. And here we go. Okay. First of all, Danny, you have an article up on your, we started researching this and Danny came up with a great article. Want to tell us a little bit about the article, about that New England area, Rhode Island, that whole area up there?
Well, I came across an article that was printed, or it was talked about in the 60s, and it had to do with Raymond Petriarca and a guy by the name of Rockwell. And Rockwell was a neo-Nazi, and him and Raymond became very good friends. And they worked together on many things. And it's a pretty interesting article, and I want you guys to go to my Facebook and read it. It's called This Thing of Ours Social Club, and it'll give you an in-depth and insight on what they did back in the day. And it's pretty interesting.
And this has to do with the Patriarch family. There's a lot of racism based through that family over the years. And as we know, that Boston area, that Rhode Island area has a lot of issues with race riots. You go to the Boston Gardens, it's a horrible place for African-American players to go into, even to this day. And they got together because of this guy. His name was Edward Brooke. And Edward Brooke was the state attorney. Well, he started off as the state attorney general, then he became a senator. And basically, Patriarch got together with Rockwell because they wanted to kill the guy. And that's why and Rockwell was the head of the Nazi party. So the Nazis there got together with Patriarch. Eventually, the guy that was the head of the Nazi party got assassinated by another Nazi. That party is still up in the Boston area. But I just want to explain to you, people up in that area think a lot different than a lot of people. I mean, it's, people say Alabama. Nobody has nothing on the Boston area when it comes to racism. And with that, would you say that if it walks like a duck, acts like a duck, it's a duck?
I think that holds true 90 to 95% of the time. Correct.
And let's first the Odo rune right here on his leg. That is considered by the hate leg to be it's banned in Germany. It's a Nazi insignia that's banned in Germany to this very day. So I'm a little bit confused why MRE just doesn't come out and admit what it is. Would you say you're a little confused about that, Dan?
I am. And you know, I'm not here to bash him. You know, I'm here to understand him. You know, I know he addressed this issue on Angel Gotti's show, and it is what it is. However, and I took him for face value. And then we started doing our investigation, or whatever you want to call it. It's not really an investigation, but to look into this. And I also made a phone call to somebody that I know that's
tell us about that phone. Tell us about that phone call.
I'll just tell you, he's in the Outlaws. He's a motorcycle guy, and you know, I'm not going to say what he is or what he isn't, but I had about a 45-minute conversation with him. And again, you know, I'm not. This is just opinionated. This is not. You people don't have to believe me. You're free. You can choose your own theory, but we presented some of the stuff that MRE has on his body. And this particular guy started to laugh over the phone. And I said, what are you laughing at? And he said, well, you answered your own question. I don't know why you need me. And I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, look what the guy has on him. I know clearly what they are. And I'm not going to go into it because it'll take hours. But if this guy isn't a white supremacist or affiliated with white supremacy or neo-Nazism, then he's got a screw loose. There's something psychologically wrong with him. It's like me putting a 1%er on my arm if I'm not a 1%er. Or he said, if I'm a Crip or a Blood, why would I put a tattoo recognizing as which gang I belong to or affiliated with? So he made a valid point. And, you know, I said, what am I, dumb? I didn't even think about that. But again, listen, we're in a society that everybody chooses what they want to do and what they don't believe in. And, you know, I'm not here to chastise anybody or to say you're wrong or you're right. This is my belief. And this is my opinion. And I can speak for Lee as well. Yeah. And I don't want people coming on here that I'm trash talking MRE or anybody else that believes him. That's your opinion. All I'm here stating is what I believe. And again, I have nothing against MRE, but it's black and white for me.
Okay. And and just so you know, another part of the leg, this is also banned in Germany. What happened? You see the top with the sword on it, with the yellow loop. That was taken by the white supremacists. It used to be without the sword on the top, and it's banned in Germany to this day because it is considered part of the Nazi Party. So you're wearing two things on your body that's banned in a country that dealt with the Nazis. And, you know, and here's the problem I have, Danny, and you can tell me what you think. My problem is there's some people supporting MRE right now. And I believe MRE, it's your duty just to come out and just say what the truth is. Because these people are really supporting you. And it's not right because if this stuff is presented anywhere, say this stuff gets bigger and then goes to the newspapers or something, they're going to look at this and they're going to know what it is. You can't deny it. It's deer in black and white, but in your case, it's deer in ink. And God knows what else you have on your body. We don't know. And Danny, would you like to add something to that?
Well, look, again, I'm going to reiterate. I'm not attacking you, MRE, by no way, shape, or form. This came out, and it has to be dealt with. And again, these are our opinions. We're not swayed by any other content creator. You might believe we are, but I'm not.
None.
And
no.
I can speak for Lee. He's not. You know, I know that people are probably going to unsub us or talk garbage about us, but I get it, you know, and I understand that. But the same token, you have to respect what we're saying, just like I have to respect how other people's opinions about this are. So that's why we're doing this video. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be in MRE shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a slippery slope. And, you know, again, you know, I can only voice my opinion. You know, it doesn't make me right or wrong. It's just my opinion. If there's more to the story and people have other stuff that contradicts this other than what other people say, then I'll be the first to say I was a fucking complete asshole and I apologize. But I can't apologize for an opinion that is valid in my eyes. And I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying?
And there was also 2 rifles that were confiscated during that raid. And I'm not going to call nobody a rat here because we don't have no evidence of anybody being a rat. So basically, one gun had the bolts on it. Once again, that's a Nazi insignia. You cannot change that. And this is a white supremacist, white power. It was on the other gun. So you had 2 weapons that were taken, and they had these on them. You got your leg has stuff on them. So what I'm saying, please don't insult our intelligence by telling us no. And if people are going to support you, fine. I have no problem with that, people. But before you attack or say, oh, you know, please just look at the things and use your common sense here. That's what it comes down to. Now, if you believe in this stuff, that's up to you. Whatever you believe in. I can't stop that. And Danny, you've been in prison. You've seen a lot of hate in prison, and you've seen a lot of tattoos in prison and stuff. And would you say that when you put tattoos on your body, it's for a reason?
Look, I have a lot of religious tattoos on me. I have Christ heads. I have St. Anthony. I have a lot of stuff. And, you know, I put them on there because that's what I was taught to believe. You know, as a kid growing up and going to Catholic, you know, church, that's my religion. Do I practice it? Not like a regular person, you know, but I have things on my body that are, you know, what I wanted to put on there because I believed in whatever. So again, you know, I'm not saying, you know, you have to believe what I'm saying. It's just my opinion. Yeah. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you that this to me does not look like he's not. It does. You know what I'm saying? And listen, you know, what am I going to tell you? Oh, no, I'm just going to go along with the people that say, oh, no, it's not. That, you know, I can't do that, you know, because I looked at everything. I talked to somebody and, you know, everything is in line. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why a person would put things on their body that they don't want there. They deny. It's just like going back to what my friend said. Why would I put 1%er on my arm if I'm not a 1%er? Or how come if I'm a Crip, why would I put the colors of the tattoo on my arm if I'm not?
Let me ask you a question. Say, God forbid, MRE got in trouble with the law and went to prison, and he walked inside the prison with those tattoos. What's going to, at that point, he's automatically becoming part of a certain group in that prison.
Well, first of all, if he's not and he denounces it, he'd probably catch a beating just for having it on him. But again, I'm not a gang member. I'm not an Aryan Brotherhood or neo-Nazi or whatever they are, or supremacist. So, but I've seen enough of them in New York State penal system. He would get hurt.
Yes, and you know, this is the problem. I'm sure, you know, I was waiting for MRE to come out and say, look, I did this when I was young. It was a stupid thing for me to do. But here's what it comes down to. Nowadays, you can go to a ink specialist and get that removed or get some new work over it. So if you said that, I would say, so why don't you get some new work done on it? Why don't you just cover it up? And as for having Adolf Hitler, it's an insult to our intelligence when you say to us, that's not Adolf Hitler, it's a dead version of Adolf Hitler. No, it's Adolf Hitler. It's the skull face of Adolf Hitler. That is also, which I've seen plenty, I've researched this, I've seen this on white supremacists, I've seen this on bikers. And so Danny, once again, the biker you talked to said, there's no doubt.
Well, I wish I could lie to you. He started laughing, and he said, "Well, there's something psychologically wrong with him if he has them on his body, and they're to no significance. In other words, the meaning. If I saw that guy on the street, I would know exactly who and what he is."
Yep. So at this point, MRE, it's up to you. You know, you got to do what you got to do. You make your decisions, what you got to do. And just be honest about it. And be honest with the people supporting you. That's the most important thing, because they're going to be embarrassed in the end of this. That's what's going to happen. And would you like to say anything to close this out?
I just want people to be objective. I don't want people to just be a yes man or a yes woman. The totality of the information and the evidence, and you make your choice, but make a rational choice. Don't just do it because you want to be part of the norm. You know, it is what it is. And if you see it differently, that's okay. But be realistic. Don't just say because you want to be part of that entity that, goes along them lines.
And I like to say to the other channels that are doing this, you proved your point. Maybe it's just time to move on to your channels, start putting out programs. We're not talking about this again. We're putting this out, right, Danny?
Yeah, I'm done. After this, I'll take the backlash, and then after that, listen, it's a dead issue. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Everybody knows what it is, and just keep it moving. That's it. And move it bigger and better things.
And the only thing I would ask MREs is to please address this a little bit better. You were asking questions the other day, but it's like when I asked John Alite his questions. I asked him 10 questions, and the complaint from a lot of people was, Lee, you didn't ask follow-up questions. Maybe you should go on a show where someone's going to ask you some tough questions with follow-up questions, and that's the most important thing, or you can go on and speak to it. You could denounce, you have denounced it, but as long as you have those tattoos, are you really denouncing it, Danny, if you're still walking the streets with those tattoos on?
Well, it'd be hard to get rid of them now. Listen, I don't want to put words in MRE's mouth, but I'll leave it at that. He knows what it is. He knows what he has in his head in his decisions on why he got them, and only he knows. And he could denounce it, and he could say he's not a white supremacist and everything, but to have that kind of memorabilia on your body or insignias on your body, it's very hard not to believe that's a belief. And again,
if anybody walks by you on the street, MRE, and you have your arms hanging down, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, white supremacist. That's what they're going to say. That's going to be the first reaction. When you walked into court and you had your T-shirt on without the arms, everybody in that courtroom looked at you because you played the part. Are you playing the part of being a white supremacist and you're putting these tattoos on? If you're doing that, that's even worse than actually being one, because that's very dangerous. Okay, Danny, you got anything to close out?
No, again, I want people to be objective. I don't want people to start coming in here and yelling and screaming with the comments. Everybody has a right to their opinion, just like MRE has a right to wear what he wants. Yes. But there's consequences to everything we do. So all I want people to do is keep an open mind and be objective. Don't just jump on the bandwagon just to jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. And if you're going to support MRE, you got to be prepared for what consequences can come down the road, especially in these times. We know innocent people go down that have done nothing wrong with no tattoos, just saying 2 words. They get banned from Twitter. They got all sorts of, but you're walking around in full gear. And, that's the scary part. So this is why we have to make an announcement on how we feel here. Because as a show, we don't want to say, hey, look, you knew this guy was this and you avoided it. So we can't avoid it. And at the same time, I can't come forward and say, I support you. I support you. I hope your show does well. But I won't watch it if you don't denounce yourself. And listen, also, MRE, you got a lot of trolls around you. And I like to say to this trolls, do not start trolling me over this, because I put out 1/100th of what I have on this. to be fair to MRE. And you could take that any way you want. And this is to the trolls, because I see you all over the place in this chat room, and you're all going to get mad, and you're going to decide, oh, let's go after Lee. But I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Danny, is there anything you want to say to the trolls before they decide to attack?
You know, I'm not going to, trolls are going to do what they want. They're going to do what they do. But, the truth is the truth, and I wish they wouldn't do what they do, but they do. But again, I'm not here to harass MRE. I'm not here to harass anybody in regards to this this situation that we're talking about. It is what it is. And again, after this, I'm just going to keep it moving.
We're done, people. We said what we had to say on this. Bless you all. Good luck to MRE. And if whoever wants to support him and continue to support him, that's up to you. That's not up to us. You are all adults. We all do what we want to do. Danny, thank you so much for doing this with me.
You got it, pal.
Don't go away.
I'm not.
Shut this down and we can talk.
All right.
Everybody take care. I'm going to be dropping
Take care, everybody.
And below, there's a Cash App if you want to donate to us. And I would ask you that because we do everything ourselves, and we could always use some help. Thank you, people, and take care. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please don't unsubscribe because we have an opinion. Take care, people.
Take care.